Hello, everybody, and welcome to podcast number 10 of the Real Estate Show. I'm Cherise Selley, and with me is the beautiful and talented Shauna Euling with Selley Group Real Estate. We are so excited to be back with you, and we want to continue to break this down, the question that's on everybody's mind. When is the market going to change?
When is the bubble going to burst?
Shauna, I heard you have all the answers.
Oh, I do.
Are you going to share them, or are you just going to hold them to yourself?
No, I don't have all the answers.
Oh, man.
Buzzkill. Yeah, I don't see any huge signs of the market here tanking in the near future, honestly. You know, I see it moving up, and that's definitely, you know, you can always see over history it goes, you know, or we're climbing up, and then it's when is the crash going to happen? But our local economy is so strong here. We have so many people that want to move here from out of state. Low inventory. I mean,
it's still low, and we're in the summer. And as I stand right now for existing homes in Colorado Springs, we're still only at 161 active houses today.
In May.
As we're doing this, yes.
Every month I'm like, okay, when are they going to come?
I know. But, you know, the other good thing, and I want to give my friend Ben Day credit for this from Liv Sotheby's, because you also have to reframe that thought a little bit. There was, when he was just recently doing a statistical analysis, there was around 1,100 and something under contract homes. Mm-hmm. So the point is, it's not that we're not getting homes on the market. We're just not keeping them as active listings.
Yeah.
So they're gone. Like, it's like going, gone. When
4 days.
Yeah. What's wrong with the house? It's 4 days on the market.
Well, yeah. I had one like that last week. It was on for 7 days, and they were like, what is wrong with this? I'm like, well, it just
was there.
It made it through the weekend. Let's get it.
Isn't that funny? I mean, but seriously, like, usually with 3 days on the market or 4 days, it's because there's that collection of multiple offers. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you this, again, a reason to work with people who are knowledgeable and expert. You know, a seller who is responding to the very first offer that they receive in this market, it's doing them a disservice to not actually see what the market will bear for their house.
Right.
And you mentioned it in the last podcast, your story about your for sale by owner client and not wanting to do it alone. That's another reason why you want real estate professionals not navigating it alone. And also, when you're a seller, going through the frenzy of offers.
Oh, you better get your spreadsheet out.
Yeah.
And not, you know, you miss one little thing in that contract and it could be a huge mistake.
That's right. It's seriously. And there's value to being so experienced and knowing as agents and knowing the reputation of lenders who is going to perform.
That's so true.
I mean, 17% of the offers in this market locally are cash right now. 46% maybe conventional. So there is still a lot of financing going on. But a local lender and their reputation is going to make or break the decision on an offer too.
Yep.
Don't you think?
Oh, for sure. You know, and when you're looking at offers coming in and you've worked with some of those lenders before, you know, it gives credence to those buyers a little more rather than an out-of-state lender. So there's a lot to look at, not just price and terms for sure. Or price and not just price, but the terms are so important.
I got you. I know what you're saying. Terms meaning all the other factors around that offer.
Right.
Like, is there another home to sell? Are they coming from another state? Did they add an inspection in there, or did they take away their inspection? Are they bringing appraisal difference? Are they going to, you know, pay for that? Do they have evidence of funds that they can pay for the difference of that? I mean, it's one thing to put it in an offer. It's another to show proof.
Yes.
And so those are just a few of the questions that we ask. And there are so many more that through our years of experience has led us to ask on behalf of a seller as you navigate through these offers. But still, that resounding question is, when is that market going to change? And, you know, Shauna, interest rates are not raising up into any crazy level right now.
Nope.
I think that we keep hearing it's going to remain pretty consistent right now.
Yeah, through the end of the year, it sounds like, from what I hear with lenders anyway, they're pretty confident about that.
They're confident. So somebody's so afraid to get into the market and then they sell their home. This was a conversation I had with a couple that is coming from Florida. And we were Zooming last night here at the office, actually. And they're like, they are, bless their hearts, they're terrified. They're terrified of what do we buy? So do we not put our money into a home if the market crashes? We are so afraid to invest right now. But if they don't, and they're at the mercy of a landlord, I have seen landlords in this market, because of the crazy appreciation, that make a decision to sell their home right from under the tenant.
Yeah.
So they're like going, which way do I go?
Yeah, it definitely buys you security to own your own home, and you're not, subject to the landlord's whims.
That's right. The people that I have seen, we walked out a market crash in the past, and that was so different than anything that could potentially come in the future, because lenders have changed all of their guidelines from those years ago. I mean, people could literally blow their nose and get a loan. You're like, what's your profession? I'm a professional nose blower. No, I mean, they could do anything and it would be on an application, and it was a stated income loan.
Stated income.
Oh, those days are not here. And people actually have equity in their homes. So this fear of a huge foreclosure crisis, there are a lot of people in forbearance because they couldn't make their payments in COVID. But the majority of those people are also predicted to have equity in their home.
Right.
So that means they can sell it and not be upside down.
Yeah, that's the difference in this market.
Yes, it is the difference. So the thing is, none of us, and Shauna, I'm disappointed. I thought you could tell us the exact date that anything might ever change in the market. I mean, we're all wanting to know that. I want to know that. But I definitely see a pretty optimistic outlook right now for Colorado Springs. And
I do too.
Nationally. I mean, home has a different meaning right now than it has ever before COVID.
Yeah, it really does.
Don't you think?
Yes, it's where you work, it's where you live. A lot of times you're spending 24 hours a day there.
And people,
so you might as well like it. People
have learned something through COVID that may not have learned it before. A work-life balance. Having home have a different meaning. I think anybody that has an idea of owning for a tiny little while short term, that scares me. But if people see the bigger picture of their life, and they're thinking this is a long-term investment, I think that they're going to probably be pleased to hold on to something for the long term.
Well, and how many investments can you actually enjoy? Like, I can't see the money sitting in my stock funds over there, but I can decorate my house.
And you do it so well.
So that's another cool aspect about buying a house.
No, it is true. It's tangible. You walk through it. It breathes. It lives with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's a part of life. So anyway, we're just excited to kind of touch on this topic. And boy, we could talk for another 30 minutes about all of this, but I think we're going to...
As long as my headphones stay on.
Please keep them on. It could be disastrous if they weren't on. So everybody, thank you so much for catching this episode, and we can't wait to connect with you again in the Real Estate Show. So until then, have an incredible time, and please reach out if you are looking at buying or selling a home in Colorado Springs, and you want to connect with a real estate group that also gets your soul, that wants to help you. We would love to assist you with that process.
Definitely.
Thank you. We'll catch you next time.
Sounds good.